John Alley is one of the panelists hosted by Rick Scott and Ron Johnson. He joins us now along with Steve Hilton, who's a Republican candidate for governor of California. Gentlemen, good to have you both here. John, I want to start with you. You lost property in this fire. Your family did. Gavin Newsom says that California has been perfect on this, but Republicans are the problem. What's your response to that?
First, Rob, I'd like to thank Senators Ron Johnson and Rick Scott for coming to California. We haven't had any continued support from our own California senators. And Senator Ron Johnson and Rick Scott's brought many of us together, including the owner of the LA Times. Sadly, neither Karen Bass nor any other elected official showed up. And we appeal to President Trump for his help and expertise.
Yeah.
Rob, our beaches today are still filled with fire debris that's being neglected by our third world county supervisor, Lindsay Horvath, 10 months after the fire, while she attends climate control events, climate change events, instead of taking care of our own beaches. It's just disrespectful.
It's surreal. And Steve, just to let you jump in here for a second, what's your reaction to Newsom and the claim that California is getting it right, but it's Republicans that are holding this up, that are blocking this FEMA aid?
Well, honestly, it's just disgusting. It's truly disgusting. After, exactly as the senators pointed out and we just heard, it's their failures, their incompetence, and their ideology that caused the disaster in the first place. The mismanagement of the terrain there that allowed the fuel to build up, which meant these fires burned out of control. The incompetence that characterized the response. And now this neglect, I mean, it's just disgusting. And then when they're held accountable, people point out the failures, just as I did. I was up there just a week ago, standing in front of a very similar place as the senators you saw just there. And they cannot stand the accountability. This is what happens when you have one party rule, the arrogance, the complacency. They think there will be no consequences. They can mess up however much they like. Nothing's going to change. Well, it is changing in California because we're sick of all this. Yeah. And we're sick of them treating people with such contempt, especially when their failures caused the suffering that we see.
Right.
It's not good enough. It's nearly a year now. And the state of this is just truly appalling.
And that's what I wanted to ask John. I mean, John, you lost property in these fires. And when you look at the landscape as it sits right now, and it hasn't changed a lot, how long do you think it'll be before the Palisades looks like the Palisades did 1 year ago?
5 to 7 years.
5 to 7 years.
With planning, building permits. It's sad because our mayor and our governor, their inaction and unwillingness and lack of thought to call meetings ahead of time, just to plan, assess, question, and discuss our resources, how our city and community could be prepared for an emergency and evacuation of any kind, cause death, cause relocation of immediate family members, my own family members.
Yeah. Steve, if you get the governor's seat, what do you change to speed that up? I mean, you can't wait 7 years to have the Palisades back and Malibu back.
And remember, Gavin Newsom, days after the fire, in the smoldering ruins in the Palisades, he pledged a Marshall Plan to rebuild. A Marshall Plan. You've seen nothing. It actually goes back to your conversation with Dean Phillips earlier, which is this kind of politician, these machine politicians, who've never really done anything except manage their way around the political system. They don't know how to get things right. I just was struck by a comment from Karen Bass a few months ago. She made an announcement on social media. The post said, I have just signed an executive order streamlining permitting so we can rebuild in LA. I watched the actual clip of the video from the press conference. Here's what she actually said. I have just signed an executive order tasking agency heads with developing paths forward to streamlining. And you think, it's total bureaucratic BS. They have no idea how to actually make things happen in the real world. All they can do is issue statements and make promises, but they don't understand about follow through. They don't understand about getting results. They don't understand the right questions to ask. They don't push back on bureaucrats or on systems that are wrong and outdated. It's a total disaster. The change we're going to get when I'm governor is to have someone with business experience, government reform experience, and an attitude which says we're not going to take this nonsense anymore. We're going to get results.
John, I've got just 10 seconds left. Do you feel a change in the way people think about politics, especially in the areas where these fires were? Has that shifted? Because a lot of times you think that people in California, they're just brainwashed. They're going to keep voting this way forever.
More people are getting involved. It's affecting their pocketbook, and they're ready for action. They're ready for a change in the mayorship and the governor.
John, Alle, thanks so much. Steve Hilton, good to see you both. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.